Welcome back to The Explainer, everyone. Today, we're diving into something absolutely mind-blowing. We are talking about a super efficient, completely invisible laboratory that's operating right now deep inside living things all across the globe. We're exploring the absolute ultimate survival mechanisms, and I promise by the end of this, you're going to see nature and your very own body in a completely different light.
So let me ask you this right out of the gate. What is the ultimate survival tool that you can't even see? Usually, when we think about survival in the wild, right, we picture things we can actually spot with our own eyes. We think of a lion's massive sharp claws, a bird's huge wingspan, or maybe a chameleon's incredible camouflage. But what if I told you the absolute greatest survival tools aren't visible at all? What if the most intense life-or-death battles are actually won completely under the hood?
Okay, let's dive right into this roadmap. First, we'll uncover the hidden world inside. Then, look at the divine design for survival. After that, we've got some wild animal survival case studies, a quick look at how humans beat the heat, and then let's review the facts. Finally, we'll wrap up with an education built on morality.
All right, Section 1, the hidden world inside. We're figuring out this invisible machinery. So, to really get how animals and plants survive in just absolutely brutal environments, we have to look past the obvious exterior. We have to peer into the biological engines that run the show, and this brings us to physiological adaptations. Basically, these are automatic, internal body processes that help organisms survive in specific, often extreme conditions. Now, the absolutely crucial word here is automatic. An animal isn't sitting there consciously thinking about doing this stuff. Their bodies just instinctively know how to kickstart special chemicals, regulate their core temperature, or process food in highly efficient ways just to stay alive.
Now, what's really interesting here is the contrast. We're super used to learning about structural adaptations, like a duck's webbed feet, or behavioral ones, like birds flying south for the winter. Those are things we see on the outside. But physiological adaptations, those are the gears turning on the inside. And without that internal foundation, all those physical traits and behaviors wouldn't be enough to keep an organism alive.
Moving on to Section 2, Divine Design for Survival, the Blueprint of Life.
When you really stop and study the perfection of these hidden systems, it naturally points to a deeper why. Like, how did these intricate processes get so perfectly balanced? The source material brings in Psalm 139, verse 14 here, and it beautifully hits the nail on the head. I will praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are your works. Honestly, zooming in on that microscopic chemical level of an organism's internal processes, it just inspires absolute awe.
The big takeaway here is that God equipped every living being with exactly what it needs, deep down within. Grasping these hidden physiological features is incredible proof of how detailed that design truly is. It's like a giant puzzle where every single piece fits perfectly. We aren't just designed to survive based on our outward shells. We've got these masterfully engineered chemical factories operating deep inside us, ready to handle whatever the environment throws our way.
All right, Section 3, Animal Survival Case Studies. Let's look at nature's extreme problem solvers.
Okay, enough theory. Let's see this invisible lab in action. Take the ultimate desert survivor, the camel. Now, for the longest time, people actually believed camels were carrying around literal sloshing tanks of water in their humps. No way, total myth. What's really happening is a masterclass in physiological adaptation. They store fat in those humps, and as their body breaks that fat down, it actually yields water as a byproduct, helping them conserve hydration. Add to that their super efficient kidneys that act like massive sponges to reabsorb essential fluids, so almost no water is wasted, and boom, that's how they survive days in the blazing heat. It is all hidden internal management.
Now here is a slightly spooky but totally amazing question for you. How does a snake start digesting its food before it even eats it? I mean, really think about that for a second. If you have no arms or legs to chew or tear your food, how on earth do you process a huge meal?
And this brilliantly illustrates the power of these internal processes. Take the rattlesnake. Step 1, its body automatically brews up this highly complex chemical, venom, to paralyze its prey. But here's the wild part. Step 2, that venom is packed with specialized enzymes that literally begin breaking down the prey's tissues. So the digestion actually starts internally, but outside the snake's body, before the snake even takes a swallow. Talk about a real game changer. It is an incredibly specialized internal chemical tool designed precisely for survival.
Which brings us to Section 4, How Humans Beat the Heat. Yep, your built-in AC unit.
Let's bring this science right back home, because you and I are walking around with some phenomenal physiological adaptations too. Think about the last time you ran a mile or played sports on a scorching hot day. You started sweating, right? Well, sweating is your body's automatic internal temperature regulator. You didn't consciously tell your sweat glands to fire up. Your internal thermostat just sensed danger. Hey, we're overheating, and automatically triggered a cooling protocol. Your body pushes sweat to your skin, the air evaporates it, and it pulls the heat right out of your blood, keeping your internal temperature safe. It's literally a brilliant survival mechanism happening inside you every single day.
Okay, Section 5. Let's review the facts. Time to check that knowledge. Let's do a rapid-fire check on the what, why, and how of this invisible laboratory. Question 1. What is a physiological adaptation? Remember, it's all about automatic, internal processes. Question 2. How do camels survive the desert? Think super-efficient kidneys, not water tanks. And question 3. What is the dual role of venom in a rattlesnake? Remember, it's a 2-for-1, catching the prey and pre-digesting the meal.
Moving on to question 4. How does sweating keep humans safe in the heat? That's your built-in AC we just talked about. And finally, question 5. Why are internal adaptations just as important as external ones? This kind of ties the whole shebang together. Those unseen chemical and biological engines are the absolute foundation of all survival.
Finally, Section 6, Education Built on Morality, the Godly Learner's Approach. As we wrap up here, we're shifting gears to the core philosophy of the Heroes Smart Academy series. They teach a really vital principle. Education without morality will ultimately hurt. Think about it. We've spent this entire explainer talking about how beautifully designed your physical mind and body are. But honestly, just having these incredible biological adaptations isn't enough if you use your knowledge to make bad choices. Intertwining biblical morality with your education, that ensures your brilliant mind is actually a force for good in the world. And there's a huge, profound reward for this approach. Romans 8:6-7 promises peace of mind to everyone who keeps his or her mind spiritual. Just like your body has those automatic built-in processes to regulate your physical temperature and keep you physically safe, prioritizing your spiritual and moral compass regulates your life. It grants you true peace of mind. And let's be real, in today's chaotic world, peace of mind, that's the ultimate survival tool. So I want to leave you with this final thought to chew on. What is the point of being educated if you continue to make choices that hurt? You are fearfully and wonderfully made, equipped with an incredibly adaptive, brilliant mind. If you combine that education with strong moral choices, there is absolutely nothing you cannot achieve. Thanks so much for joining me today on this explainer. Keep learning, keep exploring the hidden wonders of the world, and I will catch you all on the next one.